2018, a crack YouTube unit was sent to social media prison by an algorithm for the crime they didn't commit. These producers promptly escaped from maximum security social media stockade to the internet underground. Today, still wanted by social media, they survive as producers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the Smash team.
So we're looking at the sun in 193 angstroms here. We see a gigantic coronal hole straddling the equator, moving right into the Earth-facing region. Right now, it's very defined, and this is raising earthquake risks to the maximum. 8 people are killed in the Philippines. I'm going to talk about all kinds of stuff, from being ungoogleable to the weather, to the Tour de France being shut down due to a heavy hailstorm. Anyway, here's the 171 angstroms view. We see that active region following that coronal hole. We see a lot of plasma complexity going there around the eastern portion of the sun. And I'll show you it in colored magnetogram so you see the fields. And there you have that large active region right behind that coronal hole. Little bit of concentrations going on here and down here, otherwise very low solar activity. Look at some more data, like the real-time solar wind. Now, when this BZ, this red line up top, when that starts going severely negative, and it's probably going to do that soon, that's an earthquake risk. Also, we're looking for a 180-degree or so phi angle here, currently at about 300 degrees. Solar wind density very low, 2 protons per cubic centimeter, and solar wind speed exceedingly low, 290 kilometers per second, dropping below 300 kilometers a second there. Here's where objects are located in our solar system. And let me take this opportunity to say, Milky Way galaxy team for the win. Here's where things will be in 1 week. Practically into August already, folks. Here's a view from stereo A. I'll blow that up maximum size. This Earth-facing plasma plume here is being held in place by that active region. We see a very large plume on the non-Earth facing side. For you new viewers out there, Earth is located out in this direction. Stereo A is located about here. Look at the geospace magnetosphere movies here. First, we'll look at the density. Which is a bit on the low side at 2 protons per cubic centimeter. And this is 4 hours of data courtesy University of Michigan geospace model. Here's the pressure. You see very low pressure due to that very low solar wind speed. Move that up so you can see the slider. Let's move on to the NOAA, National Weather Service Space Prediction Center, Space Weather Prediction Center, that is. We've left links to their Facebook page in the description below the video. If you'd like to follow that on Facebook, feel free. Are they posting a lot of stuff? Not particularly. They haven't posted anything since July 10th. Anyway, here are the geospace ground magnetic perturbations, delta B, That is changes in the Earth's B field. Main perturbations are over the South Pole and over the Canadian North Pole as opposed to the Siberian North Pole. This also brought to you by University of Michigan Geospace Model. A couple little perturbations there at the end of the movie. Check out in-the-sky.org if you want to see what's going on above your head. There's what's going on above mine. That's in-the-sky.org. Create your own sky map for your location. Now, we've bought smashomash.org, the domain, and that's because we're trying to make your donations tax deductible by the end of the year, folks. So thanks everybody who's donating. Thanks patrons. Even if you're not able to patronize the channel, if you refuse to pay us $1 per month for the content, you still will see some stuff on Patreon as we try to keep some of our content exclusive on any platform, encouraging folks to follow all the material. So check us out on patreon.com/smashomash. Or if you don't like Patreon, check paypal.me/smashomash. You can send anonymous donations that way if you like, and thanks to those who have. Also, if you want to support the channel via buying CBD products, we now stepped into the affiliate space with our Hemp Lucid Spaced Out campaign. Links to that in the description below the video also. Also, check out the bike shop, theveloshop.net. If you're in the market for a bike, look up Becky, 22-year professional racer, is an expert in bike fit. If you buy a bike from her, she'll throw in a free bike fit, a $225 value. Or if it's a time trial bike, a $250 value. Check out the original music, also listed in the link below the video. So click that description box. And thanks for everybody who's been leaving comments. We appreciate your patronage and enhancement of our analytics. So soundclick.com/goldencatproductions, as well as SoundCloud. Again, links in the description to all of this stuff. Let's move on to some more space weather. I don't know what happened there. I hit the wrong button or something, folks. All right, so check out spaceweather.com, talking noctilucent clouds again. Let's hit refresh. Here's another green flash caused by the refraction of some clouds. It's not Nibiru. It's not an alien spacecraft. 10.7 centimeter. As I learned to speak English, 10.7 centimeter radial flux back up to 68. Solar minimum conditions, although not as low as it was a week ago. Look at some more data here. KP index is at 0. That's a human health cosmic ray alert, folks. Understand the effects of cosmic rays on the human body. All right, here's the X-ray flux. Totally flatlined, as you'd expect. Electron flux is looking totally normal here. No big striations. Smoothed out electron flux. It's at fairly low to nominal levels there. Here's a GOES magnetometer, looking pretty smooth there also. Still no idea what's going on with the GOES X-ray imager. I guess I'll have to email NASA myself. Check out the GOES X-ray imager. It's looking a little, yeah, you could say anomalous. Shout out anomalous, Howard. Yeah, there's the GOES X-ray flux imager. And we usually use this to look at X-ray flares, and something funny going on with it for weeks. Not exactly sure on that one. If you have a theory, please leave a comment. We've got a form resubmission. Oh my goodness, what's happened? Looking at the ionosphere map here, courtesy of Australian Government Bureau of Meteorology. We'll look at the last 6 hours. F2 layer is looking pretty normal right now. Let's see what the animation looks like. Looking very discharged on the nighttime side, folks. That the size of that red blob there around the equator is quite large. And let's just look at the latest image. There's the latest image. So it's since returned to a more normal state. Keep in mind that South Atlantic anomaly is quite anomalous. Here's the Gong 2 data from the top view ecliptic plane field plot. There's the environment. This plage that's right behind this sunspot has got a lot of plasma that it's got bunched up here in the outer corona. And we are approaching a polarity sector boundary crossing here as the North Pole oriented, shown in green portion of the heliospheric current sheet is on the way. Could produce some GOES magnetometer spikes. Check out what happened in yesterday's Tour de France. If you weren't aware, the stage got canceled due to a giant hailstorm.
Check it out.
You got some footage of it. I'm going to cut my audio out.
To hail.
Wait a minute, I'm just hearing, Steve. They're taking the times at the top of the Col de Liseron. Well, that's going to be a...
Let's see if we can get some footage of this here. I know I shot several videos. Let me see if I can get to the last one here. As it's going to show some crazy hail being cleared by bulldozers. The leader jersey changed hands yesterday as a result of this stoppage. As now this Ineos rider wears the white jersey and the yellow jersey at the same time.
I think they would have had to at least understand.
Not a good day for the Tour de France due to extreme weather. Oh, and by the way, there are still glaciers on the Alps. If you thought they were all melting.
Oh my gosh, I'm just watching the Tour de France here, and I can confirm as an eyewitness watching the Tour de France that the glaciers are melting. It's the 26th of July.
Keep in mind, folks, glaciers melt in the summertime. Anyway, follow us on other social media like Instagram, Feces Book. That's fecesbook.com. I mean, facebook.com/smAsho. Some of the worst software on the internet. The political hacks at Facebook, they will censor you. And they will typecast you also. Also on Twitter, twitter.com/smAsho, where you can also be shadow banned and deplatformed. Also check us out on Gab. Check out our hot thumbnails. We put them up manually every day. Gab doesn't like to post thumbnail links for some freaking reason. Also check us out on Minds, minds.com/smAsho, the social media that will not censor you or shadow ban you or do anything crooked. Thanks, new subscribers. And for those of you who've unsubscribed, good riddance. That's on YouTube. If you like the content, please press like and subscribe and leave a comment, etc. Let's get to the earthquake section and go through this at a breakneck speed. Here's a 4.1. Looks like on the island at extreme depth, heads up New Zealand. Coronal hole is facing the earth. Leave a comment if you felt that one. Right in the Bay of Plenty, just off the coast. Heads up for a larger quake at the surface, New Zealand. That one's at 250 kilometers depth. Looks like a little earthquake uptick here, folks, as the list is very long. See a 4.3 in Iran as the Middle East quakes continue. Here's a 4.9 in Indonesia. That one at extreme depth, 581 kilometers. Heads up for a larger quake there. Again, coronal hole rotating in. 4.6 in Japan. 5.4 at the Philippines, which I believe is the one that caused the deaths. 8 people killed by that earthquake, if I'm not mistaken. 4.5 at Uzbekistan. Here's a 4.4 at Alaska in the Aleutians near those volcanic islands. Here's a 4.2 at Chile. We've been seeing deep quakes there, heads up western South America for a larger quake. Also, again, coronal hole danger zone. Kicking into place, magnetic connection could happen at any time. It could be happening right now. Here's a 4.7 at Fiji. Here's a 5.9 at the Philippines. Okay, that's probably the one that caused the deaths. Located in the same place. Here's a 4.5 aftershock. Also in the Philippines. Here's a 4.8, another deep quake near Tonga, 303 kilometers. Here's a 4.6 in Indonesia. That one at over 100 kilometers depth. Another blot echo quake, heads up there, larger quake at the surface. Another 5.7 at the Philippines in that same location as they get hit over and over again. A 4.6 rolls in. Here's a 4.6. This one only about 5 hours ago. Here's a 4.0 in Argentina. That one at depth. Again, warning for earthquakes in western South America. 4.5 in Indonesia. A 4.8 at Indonesia. A 5.2 at the southern mid-Atlantic ridge. Kind of a weird place for a quake. 4.6 in Alaska. Again, same location there near those volcanic islands. Let's take a look at that real quick, as there are a bunch of volcanoes out there. And that's just a quake in the ocean. Not to be confused with a rainbow in the dark. And also a 4.8 at Afghanistan, suggesting a larger quake may occur at the surface there as well. Links to this article also from Reuters. 8 killed in quake. Aftershocks in Philippines, 60 injured. I believe some houses collapsed. First quake killed 5 people while 3 people were killed in aftershocks. So still rocking there. New houses were damaged and the old ones, which we were preserving, were completely destroyed, referring to traditional stone homes. If the architecture where you live is not built well, folks, for earthquakes, please be prepared. Now, I wanted to just cite this for our viewers real quick. Volcanodiscovery.com includes an earthquake summary. If you want to just see how many quakes occurred and all the statistical analysis of that, just head to volcanodiscovery.com. What is it? Volcanodiscovery.com. Scroll down to the news in the lower right here, and you'll see the earthquake report right above where I just clicked on the volcano report. Volcano rundown is as follows. Sakurajima has erupted, produced a 110,000 foot ash plume? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, Sakurajima on the list. Geez, it says flight level 110,000. Again, that looks awfully suspicious, perhaps a typo. Here's a new volcano on the list. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that in West Java. Tangkubanparahu. Okay, Parahu. Tangkubanparahu. Wow. Explosive activity reported there, 9,000 foot ash plume. Sanjiang Api exploding once again, 8,000 foot ash plume there. Takono exploding, 7,000 foot ash plume there. Popocatépetl, no volcanic ash emissions seen in satellite. Venador, 15,000 foot ash plume there. Nevados de Chilean, sporadic emissions of steam and gases, possibly suggesting a bigger eruption coming. And Sabancaya producing explosive activity and continuous emissions with 27,000 foot volcanic ash puffs. Please do not attempt to do a forward roll over the Sabancaya caldera. Here's the jets. The northern jet stream, completely screwed up, governed by all kinds of convective forces here, as opposed to a real jet stream. I would note over Mexico. The winds are moving completely the wrong direction, east to west. Southern jet stream is looking a little more normal, although experiencing large bends also, such as here, where frigid air is being injected into the southern Atlantic, and hot air is being sent down to Africa. So, extreme meridional jet stream flow there, both sides of the planet. If you even want to call the northern jet stream a jet stream. Look at some more stuff, if it loads. Check out the satellite images on windy. And there's the last 3 hours. Welcome to the neo-renaissance, where things like physics and astrophysics get rewritten. See some Sasquatch farts over the Tennessee-Arkansas border, as well as near Cape Cod. Let us know if you see a Sasquatch dimensional portal, or if you've tiptoed through the tulips and had a lovely psychic experience where Sasquatch tickled your you-know-what psychically. Super interested in that. Check out lightningmaps.org. Some heavy lightning down around Mexico, as well as in northern Michigan. Shout out Traverse City. Shout out Cadillac. There's thunder rolling in. Anyway, lightningmaps.org. Check it out. Here's a water vapor situation over this side of the planet. And let's move on to the that is an ass and that is a hole in the ground section of the video. Now, check out the verb Google. Let's use it in a sentence. By
Google.
I mean, I obtained biased search results by using the utterly biased subjective search engine known as Google. Now, we don't only like to complain on this channel, we like to have solutions, such as DuckDuckGo.com, a real search engine that will return objective results, most importantly, but also it won't store your personal information. It won't follow you around with ads, and it won't track you, even if you're not in private browsing mode. So stop using Google as a verb, please. It makes my ears bleed. And be ungoogleable. Ungoogleable, a term for something that cannot be, quote, Googled, end quote. It's a term for something that cannot be found easily using the crappy, garbage Google search web engine, the most popular web search in the world. You know what the second most popular one is? Another Google entity, YouTube. Google's the biggest search engine, followed by YouTube. Let that sink in. We're going to tie this together with some other interesting stuff. So again, I invite you to be ungoogleable, which means failing to return results from a search engine, especially Google. Effectively anonymous in the context of a Google search. Now, I stopped using Google as a search in about 2010, maybe 2011. I typed in a URL into Google, a URL, which I did not misspell, of a company. I had to go 12 pages deep for the search engine to find that URL. Figure that one out. Now, let's go back a few years. Hillary's Silicon Valley friends. Now Google boss Eric Schmidt revealed to have designed Clinton's website, and Mark Zuckerberg asked for help getting into campaigning. So, if you're wondering why the Google search results were so screwed up in during the 2016 US presidential election, it's because former CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, was heading up a technology effort that was backing the Hillary Clinton campaign. If my memory serves, I think they donated about $30 million effectively. So here he is, the creepiest man in tech, Eric Schmidt. Yeah, great guy. And pardon the sarcasm. Links to this article also. Please share with your friends if they're not aware that Google was intentionally interfering with the 2016 presidential election. Craigslist founder and Facebook's ex-security chief team up over 2020 online fears to try to prevent another Google situation. Now, Google's trying to prevent another Trump situation, and all the smart people on the internet are trying to prevent another Google situation. Now, Facebook has agreed to pay a $5 billion settlement due to privacy concerns. And a spokesman for the observatory said it's currently negotiating with companies such as Facebook, Alphabet Inc.'s Google, and Twitter for access to user data. Stamos, who left Facebook last August, called the power given to social media companies to police election issues insane. They're going to call me fake news, so get ready for it.
It's a time to decide, do we run the technology? Does the technology run us?
So you'll be lucky if our channel doesn't get entirely deleted. But let's just play a clip from this Veritas video where a Google whistleblower is interviewed by James O'Keefe. Let's just play a random clip. I have no idea what he'll say. Take it away, senior engineer of Google.
Well, I think we had a long period of 10 years, let's say, where we had search and social media that didn't have a political bias. And we kind of got used to the idea that the top search result at Google is probably the answer.
And guess what? It's not like that anymore, folks. If you think you're getting objective search results from Google, think again. Links to that video in the description below this one. Also to this. Stanford Cyber Policy Center, Freeman Spogli Institute. Securing our future. Innovative approaches to digital threats. There's a 100+ page PDF document about their efforts, also linked below this video. Here's the PDF. Feel free to download that and give it a read. I don't know why it's missing. For some reason, it's missing. I don't care. And what's the point? The point is that Google is a scam, not a verb. So I invite you, our viewer, to please be ungoogleable. Be ungoogleable. We're thinking about making merch that has some sort of a design that says the word ungoogleable on it, as it is my new favorite word. Thanks again for leaving comments, everybody. We do expect to see an uptick in larger quakes, Mary, so thanks for the comment. And thanks, Harry and Kahlo Jan and Mary and smAsho staff. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. Also, Dick Doucher. Thanks for joining Dick Doucher. All right, let's move on here as we don't want this video to be too long. I'm going to go back to the sun, sort of. Thanks again for tuning into the Smash stream. Give you one more view of the sun, and then we'll exit stage left. I'll go to 335 angstroms, as we haven't looked at this one for a few days. We see a crown prominence. Small little crown prominence there. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail, as I like my sprites. I like my sprites. There we go. We see a sprite coming out of the top of the sun there, right in this area. Looks like it might be getting pulled back in right on that frame, too. Let me see if I can capture that one. Anyway, it's about time to get out of here, folks. So thanks again for tuning in. Please support the channel via the links below the video if possible. Help to ensure that these videos are going to keep coming out. And there's that sprite. Looks like it's making a 90-degree turn there at the end of its path. So somewhat interesting phenomenon there, folks. Remember, when you're staring at the sun, not to drink, and if you drink, stare at the sun anyway, just don't drive. And since it'll never be now again, may the solar wind be at your back and the atherosclerosis absent from your veins.